just pastor. It's like eyes, head, tongue.
Hola from Mexico City. We arrived late last night and we are up early this morning ready to explore the city. Every February I get a few days off from work. We try to go somewhere warmer, somewhere sunnier, get away from the Seattle fog and gloom. This year was extra special timing because we just had a winter snowstorm that was, by Seattle standards, pretty heavy, yeah. Over a foot of snow. So we are very excited to be here in the warm sun.
Yeah, we've been trapped inside for a while. Like, no one can drive. There's lots of hills, so it's really nice to be out and about again and not be freezing. So we chose Mexico City for a couple reasons. One, we wanted to go somewhere international, but not too far because we don't have that much time. We also wanted to go somewhere that's affordable because we're trying to do this trip for pretty cheap. And we wanted to go somewhere with a different culture than our own, a different language, get ourselves a little out of our comfort zone. I'm already failing at a lot of Spanish, so today should be interesting. But it didn't hurt that Mexico City is a huge taco hotspot, and you guys should know by now we love tacos, so that was probably the #1 factor in deciding where we were going on this trip.
Big taco day lined up. We have 5 taco spots, 3 back to back, and so we're gonna hit up some tacos, and then we're going to check out the Centro Histórico, which is, when you think of Mexico City or you Google it, that's what comes up, is the beautiful old buildings, historic buildings. So we're gonna go check that out and see what happens.
It's gonna be a fun day. It's gonna be a very kind of touristy day, but we can't wait. But we're pretty tired. We got in really late last night, so first we're gonna go grab some coffee. So our first coffee shop of the trip is Cardinal Casa de Cafe in Roma Norte, which is kind of a trendier part of town. We're really excited to spend more time here later on in the trip. This cafe is super cute. It's kind of an indoor-outdoor. We got dos Americanos. It's beautiful out. Loving it so far. Muy bien.
All right, our first taco stop is at Tacos de Canasta Los Especiales. So they make a bunch of tacos ahead of time. They put them in a big basket, and then you order, they hand it to you, and we're gonna put some salsa, avocado salsa on there. They smell delicious, they look good, and we're gonna give it a shot.
So we're actually not 100% sure what kind of tacos these are, but they look really good. So I'm gonna give this little guy a shot right here. I think that one's like refried beans, which I love. So we've actually been to Mexico one other time together. A little over a year ago, we went to Cancun for Thanksgiving, which was really fun. We stayed at an all-inclusive resort, and while that was great, we didn't get to experience much of the culture of Mexico. So we went to the Tulum ruins one day, and we really wish we could have done way more of that. So we're really excited to be back in Mexico and actually experience the culture this time. So right now, we're in Zocalo, which is this massive plaza in like the Centro Histórico district of Mexico City. We have the beautiful cathedral right there. We have the National Palace right here, and then just tons of open space. They put a bunch of flowers out. It's really beautiful. They normally have this huge flag that's raised. I think they're working on it right now. We kind of are learning today. We're trying to get to everything a little too early, so oops. But it's a beautiful spot. People have been gathering here since the Aztec time, so it has a lot of cool historical facts about it, and the architecture is just absolutely gorgeous.
Came to the museum of the Templo Mayor, or the Great Temple. This was the most important building for the Mexica people hundreds and hundreds of years ago. It's built in like 7 layers. Every few years they would build another layer on top to demonstrate the power of the empire. It was built for 2 gods, the god of rain and the god of war. And so the priests would hold big religious ceremonies here, hoping to appease to the gods. It's right in the middle of the town. It was about $4.50 American dollars for us to get in. It's really accessible, a lot of fun, lots of history here. So we're gonna explore more.
was way cooler than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
It was way bigger too. We thought it would just be the outside, but there was this massive inside museum too. And for only $4.50 US dollars, that is a steal. So,
yeah, giant temple. Then it had like a whole other museum piece with like multiple levels and huge like carvings and stuff like that, and all kinds of bones and all kinds of cool stuff.
So we learned a lot. So we highly recommend checking it out if you're in the Centro Histórico area. You could spend 30 minutes there. You could spend hours there. Kind of up to you. It was really cool.
Yep. This is our taco stop number 2. We're at El Huequito. We came to get the Montaña al Pastor. Now this is the al Pastor Especial. So it's like a mountain of pork al Pastor meat with guacamole. I got onions, salsas on there, and there's cheese over the top, and then they give you a bunch of tortillas to go to town with. So it's just massive, and I'm very excited for this.
The dreams are made.
Oh my gatos. Qué bueno.
Stop number 3 at Taqueria Los Cogullos. There's a stand just on the side of the road. You just walk up, you order. The cool thing about this taco shop is it's a bunch of really unique meats, as in like not just pastor, it's like eyes, head, tongue. We got suadero, which is basically a meat between like the belly and the thigh, and looks really good. It kind of looks a little bit like pastor. So I'm excited to try it out. I'm not really an adventurous eater, but I heard that this one was really good. I've tried lingua before. Not really a big fan, so hopefully I like this a little bit better. Don't talk my mouth full, but that is really good. It's kind of like a carnitas. It's shredded and has a crisp to it. So basically they have this big pot of all the different types of meat. They take off what you want, cut it up, throw it on the skillet, and then put it on a tortilla for you. So it has that nice crisp that carnitas has, which I love. They also have some good salsas. Great spot, just on the side of the sidewalk. Check it out. So if we didn't already love that taco stand, we love them even more now because they give us our tacos for free, which was so nice.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the camera or for just gringos, but I don't know. He gave them to us for free.
It was super nice.
Very nice of him.
So gracias. Love that place. It actually is probably our favorite taco of the day so far, but stay tuned. There's still 2 more later. But we're stuffed right now with tacos, so we're gonna just keep walking around Centro Histórico and go do some more sightseeing. So we just Ubered about 12 minutes out of town to go to Biblioteca Vasconcelos. It's supposed to be a really, really cool library. Like it's very like futuristic looking on the inside, and we love going to bookstores, libraries that are really cool. We just love cool architecture, so thought we'd come check it out. One thing we haven't talked about yet is how we've been getting around. So we were going to take the metro and like the buses and stuff a lot more, but our Airbnb host advised us to take more Ubers, considering we have all this camera equipment with us. So if we didn't have our cameras, we'd be doing more public transportation, but we are doing more Ubers this time around just because we're trying to, you know, stay safe with all of our camera stuff. But Ubers here are super cheap. You pay like $2 or $3 for a ride, and it's like a 12-minute ride, so it's actually still a pretty cost-effective way to get around the city. So they wouldn't let us use our cameras in here, so we're popping in on the iPhone to say that this is the most unique library we've ever been at. The shelves are hanging, there's like a skeleton hanging from the ceiling. Super awesome. This beautiful building we are in is an old post office. Well, actually, some of it is still working and people can still mail letters from here. but most of it's vacant. And it's just the most gorgeous building ever. It's so gold and ornate. I don't know. If this is what all post offices look like, I would never complain about going there.
Check it out, another beautiful building. We're at the Palacio de Bellas Artes. It's an art museum, so we're gonna check it out from down below, but then we're gonna go to a special spot to see it from up above.
The super special spot is Sears department store. Super fancy. So, at the top of the Sears, it might be the best Sears ever. There's a cafe where you can overlook the art museum. So we're gonna go up there, grab a drink, kind of rest a little bit, and hang out there till sunset. So we go to floor 8, I believe, to get to the cafe.
We're at Tacos Manolo. It's about a 30-minute Uber ride from Centro Histórico. I have a really good feeling it's gonna be worth the drive. Guess what? We got al pastor tacos, and so it came with the pineapple. We got the salsas on it, the limon, everything. Here we go.
So as soon as I saw it came with pineapple, it already got 2 thumbs up in my book, but this is delicious. We saw them like fire up the spit to kind of cook the pork on the spit. The pineapple's amazing, the salsas are so good. I don't know, every single place we go to keeps beating the last, so we'll see. We still have one more spot tonight. We'll see which one wins.
We're going for round 2. We noticed another type of meat on the spit over there. It's called taco árabe. So I think it's like, from our Googling, it's a Middle Eastern like seasoning on it. So it's pork also. So we're gonna give it a shot too.
So clearly I hated it. It was really, really good. I think, and don't quote me on it, it kind of felt like it had a little bit of feta in it. I kept finding like little tiny pieces of feta cheese. I'm not sure, maybe I made it up, but really good. You can never beat pastor, but it's definitely a close second. Taco stop number 5 of the day. We're at El Vilcito, which is just down the street from Tacos Manolos. So we're going to do Taco Bang Bang and hit them up back to back like we are. Highly recommended. So the cool thing about this taco shop is during the day it's a auto repair shop for cars, and then at night it turns into this super popular taco stand. We got here maybe 20 minutes after they opened and it is packed, very hoppin'. Everything looks amazing. I got 2 pastor tacos because I'm trying to do a taste test, and an horchata. I have no words. I am so excited. I could cry right now.
Okay, so I got the Volcan. It's a crispy tortilla with steak and melted cheese all over it. Looks delicious. And I'm gonna wash it down with the ice cold Coca-Cola. Okay, but then we have to. Okay, this has to change. This is how we check.
So if you couldn't tell by our facial expressions, we loved that.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was delicious. So we've been to 5 taco places today. What was your favorite?
El Vilcito, this one
Which
right
is where
here.
we are right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to agree. Tacos were amazing, but also just the environment was really fun. It was just like tons of people. Everyone's excited. You could watch them making the tacos, which is kind of standard around here, but still. But then we talked to 2 different people who live here, and they were very nice to us and gave us some, tips, and just were really sweet. So just the experience as a whole, and some guy just came up and started playing music. So just a really fun environment.
Total ambiance and environment was cool. The guy's like flaming it up right there. People will come up and talk to you a little bit, and they had the best flavor of the tacos. You asked me, out of all the ones we had today, so it's
gonna be hard to beat. We still, I think, maybe 2 more taco places the rest of the trip, but you know, there's no bad taco in Mexico City, so we'll be happy regardless.
But we did get a few more recommendations, so we might be even adding to the list. So
I don't know.
We'll see.
Day 1 of Mexico City is done. We are back at our Airbnb in a bit of a taco coma. We ate so many tacos. I don't think we even filmed all of them. It was a lot of tacos, but very, very good.
Yeah.
So we kind of just want to share real quick our first impressions of Mexico City, as well as just anything we learned today and kind of a recap. So first off, we think Mexico City is awesome.
Yes.
We had a really great day. At first we kind of had like a sensory overload. There was just a lot of new things to see, you know, smells, trying to figure out where to go, language barriers, as well as, you know, trying to keep our stuff safe. So it was just kind of a lot, but I think we've adjusted pretty well the second half of the day, and we're ready for the next 2 days and feeling a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, another thing was the amount of English spoken in this city was very low in compared to like when we went to Cancun and Puerto Rico. They had a little bit of English going on there and they could help you out, but here not so much.
It's been hard. I don't speak a lot of Spanish. I can like read it. I don't know. I've had a hard time today, and I feel like people they just don't know how to talk to us. So it's been a little challenging, but we've learned a lot, so it's okay.
We got by.
Yeah. Another thing we learned today is we should have worn sunscreen. So keep that in mind when you come here. It's very sunny. You're also higher elevation, so we got a little burn. Then lastly, safety. I felt pretty safe today.
Yeah. Everything was good except crossing the streets. That was a little. It's kind of like Frogger feel like.
Yeah, there's some streets
pretty
that
crazy.
don't have like
stop signs, stop lights, crosswalks,
and they're like fast moving, and you have to like wait for a gap and just run. So that's the only time we haven't felt safe. But I mean, Mexico City, you know, people always think like, oh, Mexico may not be safe, and you know, we were a tiny bit concerned coming here, but honestly, it's been great, and we're loving it so far. We are gonna go to bed now because we have a very early day tomorrow. We're super pumped to explore more of Mexico, and we're gonna go a little bit out of the city tomorrow.